Vinita, should we start or wait for the people?
Hello.
Vinita, should we start or wait for the people?
How long is it? I can't see anything, by the way.
56 participants.
No, we'll start off.
We wait for
None of us can see anything.
Can you see?
No, we'll start talking by the time people join in. Yes. No, I can't see. No, we'll start talking by the time people join in. Yes. No, I can't see.
Okay, Vinita, I think we can start.
I can't see anybody, neither I know whether we are. I can't see anybody, neither I know whether.
You put it on the gallery mode.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, educators, heads of schools who have joined us. Pardon? Can you hear me, Malini?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Vinita ji, we can hear you.
Okay. Can we have something on the screen? We can't see any one of us.
You please put yourself on gallery.
Okay. Wait a minute. I've got you on phone as well as here, no? So both ways it is talking. Unmute. Welcome each one of you. Let me just log out of here. I'll log in again.
I think Vinita ji, if you use one screen or just one device, it will be better because then
I think
otherwise
it will be good. Yes, I will use this.
usually, yeah.
Okay. A warm welcome to each one of you from the Center of Excellence, which we have started very recently for the benefit of all the teachers, the heads of schools, the subject teachers, the heads of departments. And this has been done for the reason that we are in the pandemic situation where we have had to graduate overnight from being a kid or a baby to being a teenager. And this jump has been a huge, humongous jump for most of my teachers who were not prepared and not mentally ready to take the jump. But there was no way out. So they had to take the jump. And hats off to all my teachers, all my educators. They have done a splendid job. And I also take this opportunity of thanking each one of you teachers to have done so brilliantly that the results that have been declared yesterday were just exemplary. Most of the schools have got hundreds and 99s and above average marks. To such an extent, I have been listening and I have been hearing people say that, you know, children have got marks which they never thought they would. I'm really happy for all of you. And now coming back to business, I would now want to tell you all that today's program has been on the anvil for a long time. And I had been talking to various people who wanted to do the workshop, but it was Everready, Malini, who has always stood by me, and she is a lady who is very dynamic. Though she has been a principal at Kolkata, but she was a principal even in Mumbai. And she was ever ready to have jumped in and said, yes, we will do it. And that is how we thought of doing this workshop. Now, the workshop entitles, today's workshop is on online learning. As you all know, that it has its own challenges, it has its own opportunities, and we have to take it along with us, because we don't know when this pandemic situation will end and when we will be able to have we will be able to go back to the normal. So now this is going to be our new normal. We have to learn to digitize, we have to learn to get used to this small screen. And I think we would love this way of teaching, but it has its own pluses and minuses. Now, coming back to what I would like to introduce both Dr. Mrs. Malini Goyal and Ms. Ruchica Patni. Mrs. Malini Goyal, as I said, she is an educationist and she is an effervescent principal. And she worked in the Mahadevi Birla World Academy at Kolkata, from where I came to know about her, and Lokhandwala Foundation School in Mumbai, and also at Mangalam Vidya Niketan, Kolkata. She has been a part of the Manavikas Kendra in the honorary capacity, which is Manavikas Kendra is an institution which has special and gifted children. This institution is very close to her heart, and every moment spent there, she is enjoying thoroughly. Mrs. Goyal's doctorate is in economics. After joining Lokhandwala Foundation School in Mumbai, she discovered that Mumbai University was offering a management course in education management, and she completed her post-graduation diploma in education management from Mumbai University. She is one of the very few who acquired formal training in the field of ISO certification, and under her leadership, both the schools at Kolkata got the ISO certification. She occasionally writes in the newspapers and is very fond of traveling and writing poems. And as you know, she is very good in conducting trainings for teachers. A warm welcome to you, Malini, and thank you for all the help. And I also would like to introduce Ms. Ruchica Patni. I think we should see each other from Singapore. I would like to invite her because it's the very first
Vinita, you continue, please. She can hear you. I think we have lost Vinita, so I continue. Thank you, Vinita. Thanks for inviting me to speak on such a pertinent topic. And good afternoon, dear educators and everyone present today. Welcome you to this webinar on online teaching, challenges, opportunities, and path forward. Since our childhood, we have heard about correspondent courses in which hard copies of lessons would be delivered to the children. With passage of time, it became available via email. Some of us have also been a part of e-lessons. COVID-19 came into this world somewhere around December 19 or say January 20th, and its first step in India in the month of March 20. When lockdown was announced on 20th March, we presumed that it was a matter of few weeks and things would become normal. Nobody could imagine that it will not only continue, but would increase its footprints. Consequently, educational institutions have been shut for the safety of our children. As time passed by, education sector felt it necessary that classes need to be conducted to keep academic session going rather than losing it. And the only way out that was possible was online teaching. This webinar deals with issues arising out of online teaching, be it student, parent, or teachers. Let us have a look at it. The webinar I have outlined under 5 headings: challenges, opportunities, mental health, path forward, and experiences. The first part, challenges, deals and covers in depth what are the challenges that have been faced by all the stakeholders. Before going for the opportunities, I would like to quote Jawaharlal Nehru, who said, crises and deadlocks, when they occur, have at least this advantage, that they force us to think. So we will be looking at the opportunities offered by online classes under this head. Under mental health, we will think about the mental health when we do something new or something where neither we are very comfortable nor confident. It is but natural that stress will build up. This chapter will be taken up in depth by Ms. Ruchica, who is a yoga therapist. She will deal with simple techniques to overcome physical and mental fatigue caused by online teaching and give us very simple solutions. Path forward, towards the end, I would cover action plan for future. You may like to call it carry home points. And certainly we will have the sharing of experiences from senior teachers from Mumbai, Bangalore, and Kolkata. This would give us a lot of insight of the whole situation. And then followed by question and answer, which you can put up on the chat. Let us discuss about the challenges which we faced when we started online education. The very first one is mindset. Technology, motivation, social skills, educator under scanner, privacy, and wellness. There could be some more challenges which would pool in our discussions through this interactive session. Let us think, what is mindset? I can't do it syndrome. It is human nature to raise self-doubts whenever we face a new situation. Can I do it? No, I can't do it. But why? Because I've never done it. I'm not trained for this. So we are caught into I can't do syndrome. Today, totally different from existing teaching pattern. It is also true that something very new has come up. Till yesterday, we were teaching with the help of textbooks in a formal school atmosphere. And now there is a sudden switch. Suddenly we are asked to do online teaching without formal training. We are likely to be tripped. If we have faced similar dilemma, it is very natural. So do not worry about it. Just move forward. We move forward, but what were the challenges of the technology? Let us accept the fact that most of us were comfortable teaching through smart boards and preparing PowerPoint presentations. We also had the feel of technology, but not the formal way how to teach online. Even the infrastructure we have was inadequate. The other big issue is having computer either in the form of desktop or laptop. Most of the houses have one computer per family, and maybe working members have dedicated laptops. And the fact remains that these laptops may be outdated in terms of processor or RAM. Old laptops even do not have built-in camera. Many homes in India, even today, do not have a stable Wi-Fi. Via phone, we try to connect to the network, but this has very frequent disruptions. Majority of our homes do not have printer as well. Sometimes there are issues with the machine and it is a challenge how to fix it. We all stay in flats by and large. Some of us are in joint family and everybody does not have a room to his disposal. Under such circumstances or otherwise, to have a room dedicated for my own online class is a very big challenge. And remember, all working members in the family who are required to work online also want a room. My children also need quiet place or room to do their lessons or attend their online classes. This leads to net shortage of rooms in the house. The biggest challenge of online education is motivation. There's a very famous saying, motivation in life is what gets you started, and habit is what keeps you going. Motivation is the force which pushes you to perform, and a child needs it most. A pat at his back, a word of praise, a warm smile, eye-to-eye contact really motivates the child, which is completely missing in case of online teaching, especially when class is big, as a teacher cannot even see properly faces of all the students. And think in such a big class, there's every risk of a child getting isolated. A classroom helps a child to learn from his friends. Here, in case of online class, a teacher cannot gauge the progress, and at times the child goes into isolation. In a classroom, a teacher can detect it and take corrective measures. But in case of online teaching, it becomes very difficult. It becomes difficult to hold on our students' attention as there is not one-to-one interaction. We can't even capture the facial expression of our children. So it becomes difficult to capture the level of their understanding. Let us take up the next one, which is social skills. In a classroom setting, children learn sharing their work, sharing their lunchroom, sharing their lunch boxes, sharing their tiffin. To the extent they also share their emotions, thoughts, worries, and happy and sad moments. In a formal classroom setting, team spirit brings them together. Children learn how to adjust and accommodate under different situations. They also learn the power of cooperation, and this brings confidence in them. We have spoken a lot about the children, their problems, how are the children facing the problems, but think of an educator. An educator is always under scanner. Let us think about them now. When a teacher teaches in a class, he is the master of his own word. In case of online teaching, you never know. You just don't know how many people are watching you. It is very natural that parents stand by the side of the child outside the camera view and keep watching the way lesson is going on. Think of yourself as a parent. Maybe as a parent, we do the same thing. A teacher may be excellent in teaching, but is it possible to satisfy everybody? On other hand, your teaching is getting recorded, and remotely, maybe that is our thought. Maybe remotely someone is keeping a tab on us. Maybe the recordings are going to the management. And last but not the least, friends and relatives can have access to their classes. There are cases when the classes have been recorded and some good and some concerning comments have been posted on Facebook. But let's look at this, that such tools challenge us to uplift our caliber and skill. And we are educators, we have to move forward. Not only the teachers are under scanner, but their privacy is also at times being exposed. Think of the privacy. Let us accept the fact that teaching class lives a very humble living, while majority of the students in a private school come from very affluent background. When a teacher comes to a school, she is accepted on its face value. However, when home via video gets exposed, it causes anxiety and concern. Her privacy is not maintained in her family too. Her children and family members do not know how is she teaching style, what is her teaching style, what is the group of her students, and sometimes she feels shy to conduct a class in their presence as well. I think most of my teachers can understand what we mean. You would never like the word to watch you. See a practical situation. When a guest comes home, we make him sit in the formal sitting area and not in any other area. And when it comes to classes, we cannot conduct from formal sitting areas since it may be occupied by other family members. So one tends to conduct the classes from any bedroom of self or child or elders. This leads to world peeping in your privacy, in the privacy of the teachers, which certainly nobody likes. Your occupying a room also disturbs the daily routine work of the house. The similar situation also prevails at child's end, but possibly nobody is watching him as intensely as to the teacher. And this is an issue which is difficult to find solution. And I think it will stay. Online teaching has a lot of wellness issues. While in a school, a teacher walks from class to class and floor to floor, which indirectly gives her exercise. She also stands for long hours in front of children, which at times helps her to keep fit. Online classes lead to strain on eyes, neck pain, backache, obesity due to exposure to blue light, wrong postures, no mobility for long hours, and also due to anxiety and stress while preparing lessons and dealing with several challenges. While teaching online, a teacher is multitasking, which is very, very stressful. The same applies to students as well, since the school life indirectly or directly results in physical exercises, sports, as compared to online teaching, which leads to sedentary lifestyle. This part will be taken in detail by Ms. Patni. Let us think of the opportunities. Look here at the host of advantages which the online education has brought. You are the master of your own time. Imagine there are no fixed timings that you have to reach the school at that time and leave the school at that time. You are traveling. Suppose you have to go and attend a friend's marriage. You have no stress. Just open your laptop and take your class rather than take long leave to fulfill social commitments. Children can also attend the classes from anywhere. In high classes, there is no limit of number of students who can join your classes. We know during this period, the classes had been merged so that the teaching time on computer reduces for the educators. You can pool resources and deliver better contents to your students. It's so simple and so easy to do when you go for online education. You can serve more than one institution. This is a very big opportunity for the educators, because if you are online and traveling time is not there, you don't have to be present in person in a particular institution. You can serve 3-4 institutions online. In some special or elective subjects where number of students are less, Few schools can get together and online and one teacher can take the class. This way all schools can offer all the branches of study. Let me elaborate little on this point. What happens when classes 9 and 11, when the question of elective subject comes, and if the number of children are less, suppose we want to give home science in class 11 and there is only one student. Now it doesn't become cost effective and it becomes difficult for the school to keep one teacher for one student. Now in this case, suppose 4 institutions, they come together. And if one institution has 1, another has 4, another has 5. So 5 plus 4 plus 1, 10 children can be taken by only one home science teacher. This is a very, very big point of the advantage of the online teaching. After all, you can work beyond current retirement age because working from home doesn't need any kind of physical exercise, physical fitness much. So if you are mentally alert, you can take your classes from home also. So there's no age bar once you start taking your classes from home. Now there's a long list of opportunities. No need to spend 4 hours in traveling or getting ready. Spending your time in front of the almirah, in front of your wardrobe, what to wear today. No need to sweat in summer, face waterlogging or bitter cold. You can work from the comfort of your own home. Thus you get more productive time. The other day I was talking to one of my teachers and she said, ma'am, I'm used to get dressed up and get ready by 7 o'clock. Now, though my classes start from 9 o'clock, I find it very difficult. So I get ready at 7 o'clock and those 2 hours I am just spending in doing the research work. Because those 2 hours I'm spending on traveling. Now I don't want that to be absorbed in home, getting household work. So those 2 hours I am spending on research work. Think of the productive hours when you are working online. In the long run, online teaching may turn out to be more effective in terms of infrastructure, recruitment, or number of students, but there is a complete flexibility. Maybe infrastructure can also be shared. You can spend more time with your family. Online teaching brings a big relief for young mothers as they can take care of home and work side by side. They need not to quit the job. This I've experienced so much in my teaching career that many of my friends, many of my hands, my teachers, they had to leave the job because as a new mother, there was nobody to take care of the child at home. And then some teachers could come back and some teachers, they could not because the family, there was nobody to support the young child, to support the family, and they had to quit the job. Online learning has given us an opportunity to teachers to learn new technology and raise their own bar, which otherwise they would not have thought of. Do you think that if this online teaching was not imposed on us, we would have been so much friendly with the online teaching? So at times, when something is imposed on us, I think it works as our strength. We have done about the opportunities, the advantages, and now I request Ms. Ruchica Patni to explain and show us the techniques which will keep us mentally and physically energetic. But before that, I think we lost the connectivity at that time. I'd like to introduce her to you all. Ms. Ruchica Patni is from Singapore. She is the CEO and Director of Yoga Library. Yoga Library offers teachers training courses in yoga, meditation, Ayurveda, and sound healing. Ms. Patni has built a team of therapists who conduct therapy classes for psychosomatic diseases, including arthritis, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, back pain, knee pain, and asthma. She is a young yoga practitioner and therapist trained by Swami Vivekananda Yoga Library, Bangalore. Ruchika has been a star student in London School of Economics, but her vision is to take yoga therapy to the world and has been coordinating the activities of Asian Yoga Therapy Association by organizing conferences, retreats, and workshops. She has been leading the International Day of Yoga in Singapore with the High Commission of India for the last 3 years. Ruchika, may we invite you to please let us know and brief us how to keep us mentally and physically energetic when we are taking online classes.
Thank you, Dr. Goyal. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be a part of this webinar. And thank you, Vinita ji, for organizing this webinar. I'm not sure if you've joined back into the Zoom yet, but thank you so much for organizing this webinar. Now, today I will be speaking about yoga and the practices which can help in the current situation of online learning. All of you must be knowing what is yoga. As per the texts, yoga is defined as mana prashamana upayaha, which means yoga is the skillful technique to calm down the mind. Patanjali, a great rishi, has defined yoga in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra as yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Now, which means yoga is a conscious process of gaining mastery over the mind. Now, before I move on to the next slide, let me ask you all a question. And I want you to put the answers in the chat box. How many times do you eat in a day? You can just put it into the chats because you've been messaging. So I would like everybody to be a little bit more interactive. So I can see the answers 2, 3, 4 times, 4 to 5 times. Excellent. So I'll come back to that. Now let me ask, how many times do you breathe in a day? If you can again put your answers onto the chat box. All the time. Yes, but how many times? Of course, all the time. Four times. Wow, that's very interesting. Infinite. Okay, excellent. Countlessly. Okay, very nice. So we all know how many times we are eating, but we do not know how many times exactly we are breathing. We breathe about 20,000 times in a day. Now we can clearly see where the focus is. Breath is the life force. Breathing is the connection between the mind and the body. If you can control your breathing, you can control your mind. So asanas, pranayams are various techniques that have been mentioned in yoga to gain mastery over the mind. So now before I move on to the topic for today to cover the practices, I request you all to see this slide. That's very interesting. What do you all see again? Do you see anything which is white dots, black dots? Somebody sees both the dots. Again, if you can put it up onto the chat, that'll be quite nice. Do you see white dots or black dots? White. Okay. White and black, both blinking, both. White dots. Excellent. Okay, that's very nice. I'll come back to this slide again. Okay, Pituji, I can see that you've written white. Very nice. Okay, so now let me come back to the slide. So let's look at this one first. How about you look at this and tell me whether you see any moving circles or what do you see here? So yes or no, do you see moving circles? Static, do you see moving? Yes, nice. Okay, so a lot of you are seeing yes, somebody said static. So, okay, now let me first come back to the previous slide. Into the one, yes. So now I request you all to look at this, gaze carefully at this slide. Now, without losing your focus, I just want you to look at one point in front of you. And just keep gazing. And I now want you to see whether you see a white dot, do you see moving dots? I think most of you would now agree that if you look at a point, yes, see, I can already see the answers. So it is white. So if it's still moving, you're not focusing. Yes, exactly. So I see only white. So if you are able to focus, you see only white dots right now. Now let me come back to the next slide. Okay, now once again, gaze at this slide, and if you can again put on the chart, what do you see? Do you really see the circles moving? If you just keep gazing at a point, focus, no. So I'm already seeing no. Look at that. I'm already seeing like a few answers which are saying no. Very nice. So most of them had said fixed, not moving. Excellent. So from here, let me move on to my next slide and I'll conclude. So we can clearly see that with the stillness of the eyes, there is stillness of the mind. So if you focus your eyes, you can focus your mind. So here we understand the relevance of focusing, relevance of the eyes. And previously we have understood the relevance of breathing. So now I'll move on to the actual topic for today, which is the practices, which are going to be beneficial for the online learning. So we all know that the online learning, long hours of screen time, eyes get very tired. So we'll look at a very simple technique which will help us to relax the eyes. And let us practice this together. You can do this comfortably at any place you're sitting.
For palming, bring both your hands together, rub them nicely, make them warm, and cup your eyes. Keep your eyes closed between the palms and feel the warmth in your eyes. Keeping your eyes closed again, rubbing your palms and cup your eyes. Giving a nice relaxation to the eyes. Releasing your hands and with a blink, open your eyes.
So this is a very simple technique, can be done many times during the day. You can do it between your training sessions, teaching sessions, and it'll help to reduce the pressure of the eyes. Now on to the next slide. So I wanted to highlight in this particular slide, if you look at on the left side, you see that the posture that we normally are in, which is the incorrect posture, hunching of the back, straining our neck, our wrists are not in a comfortable position, our shoulders are also rounded. And on the right side, what you see is actually the right posture. Understand the difference between and the wrong difference, having any kind of like back, neck, shoulder pains. So if you use if you use this incorrect posture, you may develop cervical, neck issues or back pain. So now I'll just go through some practices which are going to be helpful for you to just relieve your neck, back pain, and your shoulders.
So we'll start with some neck practices.
Let us do this together if you're comfortable.
Moving your neck to the right, as far as you can see, and then slowly start moving your neck to the left. Again, see as far as you can, coming back to center, to your right. Feel the stretch in your neck muscles, and then slowly moving your neck to the left. Coming back to the center, and then tilting your neck to the right side, coming to center, and then to your left. Feeling the stretch in your neck muscles again, coming back to center, tilting it to the right. As far as you can go, avoid lifting your shoulders here. So just moving it to the right, coming back to the center, and then to the left. Come back to center. Now from here, moving your neck all the way up, feeling the stretch in your neck, and then moving your neck down, chin to your chest. Making your practice slow, again moving your neck up, and then down. Coming back to the center and release. Practices can be done 5 times and can be done multiple number of times during the day. Now we look at some practices for the shoulders. So with your fingers you can make a cup, bring it to your shoulders, elbows in front of your chest or as far as it is comfortable for you, and then start lifting your shoulders up, making a rotation, then bringing your elbows back to your chest. One more time, bringing it up and then elbows back to your chest. Similarly, you can do this in the anti-clockwise direction, taking your elbows back, lift up, bring it to the center. Again, bringing it back, up and to the center and release. Shoulder rotation can be done 5 times in the clockwise direction and in the anti-clockwise direction also 5 times. It's extremely good practice for your shoulders as well as for your neck. Now moving on, from here you take your right hand up, place your right palm between your shoulder blades, left hand take it from the back and try and clasp your fingers. If you cannot, grab hold of your t-shirt and just try and give a nice stretch in your chest region. That's an extremely good practice, especially because we've already seen how we try to hunch our back. So this will just help us to expand our chest and maintain our posture. So once we are done, we can release our right hand, releasing your left hand. Similarly on the left. Taking your left hand up, place it between the shoulder blades and then take your right hand from the back, grab hold of your fingers or your t-shirt. You can hold and maintain for some time and then slowly releasing your left, releasing your right and come out of the ball. Now we'll see some practices for our wrist and for our fingers. So stretch both your hands, keeping them at shoulder level. Now making a fist with your thumb inside. Squeeze nicely and then release. Squeeze. So good practice for your fingers. Release. Squeeze. Release. Can be done 10 times. And now from here we'll flap our wrist up and down. So flapping down and up, down and up with a jerky movement. Down and up. Again can be done 10 times. Now moving on, making your fist with your thumb inside, we'll go for wrist rotation. So for 1, in any direction, 2, 3, again 10 times and then in the anti-clockwise direction. Once you're done, you can release and relax.
So I hope you have practiced this together with the video. Moving on to the next slide. So these are some breathing and stretching exercises. These practices will help you to utilize all the lobes of your lungs, making the breathing rhythmic, uniform, and continuous. Especially very good also during the current times of COVID, whereby lungs are the key. So very good practices for you to do regularly. So let's look at the practice in the video.
Hand in and out breathing. So stretch both your hands, palms touching each other. Slowly as you inhale, start stretching your hands by the side. With full inhalation, and as you exhale, slowly start bringing your palms back. Make sure your practice is slow with awareness. Once again, bringing your palms by the side, fully open, expand your chest. And as you exhale, slowly start bringing your hands back. Palms touching each other. And release. This can be done again for 10 rounds. Now from here, interlock your hands, bring it to your chest. Elbows are completely relaxed. Now as you inhale, slowly start stretching your hands forward. And as you exhale, start bringing your palms back to your chest. Elbows relaxed. Again, stretching your hands forward as you inhale. As you exhale, start bringing your palms to your chest and relax. Now the same practice can be done at 135 degrees. As you inhale, stretch. As you exhale, bring your palms to your chest. Also can be done 180 degrees. Inhaling, stretching your hands up fully. And as you exhale, slowly start bringing your palms to your chest and relax your elbows. Each practice can be done 5 times. So 5 times at 90 degrees, 5 times at 135 and 5 times at 180. From here we look at another practice. Stretch your leg forward, fully lengthen. And as you exhale, you bring your leg back. With your left inhale, stretching your leg forward. Exhaling, bringing your leg down. Now again inhaling, stretching your right, bringing it back. Exhale, inhale left, exhaling down. An extremely good practice for your knees. You can do this while you're sitting on a chair.
So I hope you all have understood. So I've just shown the practices 2 times. Time is a bit short, so but I hope you understand these practices and you can practice later on by yourself as well. If you have any questions, we can look at the questions later on. Moving on to the next practice. Next practice is actually Chair Surya Namaskar. So Chair Surya Namaskar, it's a dynamic practice which is very good for your muscles. Helps to boost energy, prevents from muscle stiffness, gives a good stretch to the body. It's something that, you can get the kids to get involved, do this, in the morning when you start your sessions. It'll be very nice to have them focus as well. Let's look at the practice in the video. And I encourage you all to do this practice if it is possible.
Inhale, stretch your hands up, bend back. Exhaling, bending forward. Inhale, take your right hand, interlock your hands to your knee. Bend back, drop your neck. Exhaling, bringing your forehead to your right knee. Inhale, place your right leg down, stretch your hands up, bend back. Exhaling, bending forward. Inhale, lifting your left leg, interlock your hands, bend back, drop your neck. Exhaling, forehead to your left knee. Inhale, place your left leg down, take your hands up, bend back. Exhaling, bending forward. Inhale, come up, bend back. Exhaling, hands to your heart and release.
So that is the Chair Surya Namaskar, can be done multiple number of times. Moving on to the next. So we have now the last one, which is the pranayama. Coming from India, I think all of us understand the importance of pranayama, and I've already explained the benefits of breathing. Now, these pranayama practices will help reduce stress, helps in our nervous system, brings clarity of thoughts, helps us to concentrate, and it's very good to calm down the mind, especially of the children. So let us look at this practice of Anilom Vilom. But before I get into that, I'll do one last, I'll just request you to bring your index finger underneath your nose. So if all of you can do this together with me, it'll be helpful because I want you to answer after this. Now inhale deeply and exhale completely through your nose. Now I want you to observe which nostril is more active. Now, who is breathing from your right nostril? Who is breathing from the left? If you can again put up your answers in the chat box, it will be very helpful. Right. Somebody said left, somebody said right. If you don't reply on the chat box, I'll assume that you're not breathing at all. So keeping any jokes apart, you're actually breathing out of both the nostrils. It's just that one nostril is more active at one particular point of time in the day. Right side indicates Surya and left indicates Chandra. So sun and the moon. So depending upon the time of the day, depending upon the body temperature, whether you've had food, depending upon the climate, this keeps changing. So pranayama is a technique which helps us to bring a balance between the both, especially alternative nostril breathing. So now let us look at this together. So from here, you can come into Nasika Mudra. You can see me on the screen. So fold the 2 fingers next to your thumb. Use your thumb, place it on your right nostril. Exhale the balance air from the left. Now inhale from your left. Use the two fingers, close your left and exhale from your right. Inhale from your right. Use your thumb, close your right nostril, exhale from your left. Now this is one round of Anulom Vilom. You don't need to force yourself to do this practice. Make it comfortable and as much as you can breathe. You all can't see my screen. Okay, maybe there's like a small screen on the top. I'm not quite sure. I don't know about, we can, okay. So that is alternative nostril breathing or Anulom Vilom, which we can do 27 times. You know, you can do 4 times a day. You can do it at any times. Avoid just doing it after your meals. So the next practice I'll be demonstrating is Brahmari. Now Brahmari is a sound of a female humming bee. We've seen the benefits of Brahmari, which helps to reduce the tension, stress. Now let us practice this. You bring your thumb, close your ear completely. Now you can use your fingers, place them gently on your eyes. Don't press them very hard. Press them gently on your eyes, softly on your nose, not closing your nose, above and under the lips. Now this is called Shanmukhi Mudra. Now you inhale deeply and we'll make the sound of a humming bee together. Once you're done, you can release your hands and feel the vibrations in your head region. In the beginning, you might just feel it in your throat. Eventually, you will start feeling in your head. That's an extremely good practice for kids to calm their mind down. So you can do this in the beginning of the sessions, get their focus, because I see that focus is one of the challenges of online learning. Now to summarize, I'll just go into the benefits of yoga. We've already seen it helps to calm down the mind, helps to concentrate, reduces stress, anxiety, extremely good for all psychosomatic diseases as well. So I hope with this, you all can incorporate this in your daily lives and also during your teaching sessions to help cope with the physical and the mental challenges that we all are facing in this particular time. Now, I saw some of you wanted the PPTs of this. So we can send you via email, or we can you can get them through our YouTube channel, which is on Yoga Library. If you just look that up, you'll be able to see we've already uploaded these videos, especially there. If you have any specific queries, it'll be nice. We can take them up at the end of the session once we have the entire. So much for listening to me and joining me in the session. Now let me hand this over to Dr. Goyal to continue with the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchika. I'm already feeling relaxed and full of energy. I can imagine if we do it in the class, certainly the energy of the class will be very high, and even the teachers will be de-stressed. I hope all of you who are here will agree with me and will try to incorporate while taking the online classes. Now let us go forward with the path forward. What is the path forward? What is really going to happen? We have discussed about the challenges, we have discussed about the opportunities, but what we are looking forward is the path forward. What will be the future of this e-learning? As far as I feel, this is my opinion, as far as I feel, e-learning is going to stay, maybe with some changes in technology. There may be new coordinates which would emerge with passage of time. So teachers should spend time on continuous basis in keeping pace with this new system, this new technology, because that's the only way to keep pace with the world. That's the only way our children can keep pace with the world. So we have to embrace this e-learning, which is really going to be the new education system. But the fact also remains that no matter how much advance in technology takes place, there is just no substitute for books and classroom learning. Think of the comfort of having a book in front of you. A class where the teacher stands and teaching the entire class. I can imagine myself that I am taking you on this, but if all of you were in front of me, maybe it was different. But certainly it was very difficult for me to connect to so many people from different parts of the world. So there are advantages, but these are the few things where we have to again think what kind of teaching, learning atmosphere we are going to create in times to come. I feel that classroom teaching is important and should be maintained at lower ages. The children, the lower the class, more of the formal classroom teaching is required. And as we go higher and higher in higher classes, I think the ratio, the percentage of e-learning can go on increasing. Especially think of class 10 and 12. I distinctly remember when we have the revision classes for class 10 and for class 12, we always feel that we have worked so hard, but in spite of that, the number of children present in the class is never 100%. It is 80% or 60% or 50%. And once we are ready and mentally teachers are prepared for 50%, we'll find that day the attendance drops to 40%. And which is very, very disturbing and discouraging, because for one class, my educators work so hard. And then they feel, man, what's the point on working and what's the point in taking revision classes? It's better we forget about it. But they, as educators, they can't even forget about it. They will take 40 children today, 40%. Again, the other 40% is have not come, 40 plus 20, 60%. They'll take their classes again. So at that point of time, if we go online, I think it will be much more beneficial for the children. Now, what's the reason that children don't come? It's not that they feel that they are not getting the benefits. They know that these revision classes are very, very beneficial for them. But what prevents them is, well, for one class, they have to spend 4 hours, 5 hours traveling in the school, then classes, then going back. And that's the reason why they start missing the classes. So at that point of time, if we do e-learning, if we have the online classes, it's really going to help them. The fact remains in case of India that there are 2 major limitations for online education. First is the non-availability of laptops in Tier 2 and smaller cities. And the second is internet reliability is not there. It's very, very inconsistent. And these 2 are the basic requirements of e-learning. However, we find a lot of research work is going on. A lot of companies are getting involved. Very recently, CBSE has done some tie-up with the Facebook, and they are going for e-learning, taking the how to take the classes, and all those programs are going on. Now, in future, artificial intelligence is also going to play a major role. What the artificial intelligence does, if you upload the profile of a child based on their capacity, the artificial intelligence will create the curriculum for them. They will give the answers for the corrections, for the evaluation. And then that way they'll go on upgrading the curriculum as per the child's intelligence level, IQ. And this is what will be done by artificial intelligence. Before I conclude, let me take the points which we have discussed under challenges. What is the path forward for those challenges? The very first point was mindset. We have to accept that e-learning would stay in our life, and certainly we have to change our mindset. Everything starts with the thought. As we think that no, e-learning is going to stay, I think our mind will start working in that direction, and we will proceed further and further. And we have proved that we are doing it. The technology and as far as the technology is concerned, we have to invest and upgrade ourselves. Schools have to invest on creating e-learning infrastructure, and invest in proper e-learning platform. Because currently many schools are doing with the proper platform, many schools are managing with the WhatsApp, with the Zoom. But if we go for proper platform like Microsoft or Google and all, I think it will be better. Motivation of students, there were many questions on emails regarding the motivation. So I will discuss this in a more elaborate fashion. Make the lesson plans very interesting. Add videos, audios, graphs, because different children have different traits. Some children learn with videos, some learn with graphs, some learn with charts. So try to incorporate all those while teaching online. Add practical examples. Like suppose you are teaching colors. So I'm giving you the example of a very small class, the classes, the lower classes. If you're teaching colors, just tell them that, okay, before you come to the class, collect five things of red color, 5 things of blue color, 5 things of green color. So make it interesting for them. Same thing, if you are teaching them the measurement, tell them to, okay, measure the pillow of your house, measure the cushion of your house, measure the mattress of your house. So this way they will have the idea of the length and width and cube and everything. Give questions with multi-choice answers. Yes or no marking. Give practical assignments. And the most important is provide timely feedback. The child works hard, and if the child doesn't get the feedback, he or she is totally disappointed. Respond to questions should be within 24 hours, not later, because later on, even if you respond, it doesn't make any difference to the child. Include constructive and personalized feedback, not general feedback that, okay, improve, done well. Done well should go with what? Which part is done well? Craft a weekly message. You can personalize it or you can make one for the entire class. And most important, mentally and physical health. Add pranayams, add exercises, add the exercises which we have done right now. If you need the elaboration of that, you can send us the mails. We will respond to you. Ask them questions during the class. The other day I was spoken to the principal of Lokhandwala Foundation School, and she shared a very good way to keep the children in the class, because the teachers felt that some children logged out when the classes were going on. So what she did, they have put the roll numbers in a box. And the teacher just by the lottery system takes out one slip and says, okay, roll number 5 to answer, roll number 10 to answer, roll number 13 to answer. So that way each and every child is alert in the class, because the child doesn't know when in the lottery system her name is going to come up. You can spin stories. And lastly, the most important point which will drive everyone, a teacher is the driving force. If you are enthusiastic, it will percolate down to your students, and your children will be attentive in your class, either it's formal classroom or the classes online. For high classes, you have to provide easy access to the resources. In short, I will tell you 3 points. Guiding the children, monitoring the children, and supporting. Supporting is equally important. So if you follow these 3, I'm sure you will be a happier person after taking the classes online. Now, next is social skills to be developed in the school surroundings. I was talking to Ruchica the other day when I invited her, and she said, ma'am, why can't we divide the class for the assignments into groups? In the groups of 4. So that even if they do the assignment, they are chatting to each other, discussing with each other, and that way they will interact. And it is very good for the mental health. So we can do that also to develop. Educators under scanner, I think this is a temporary thing. With passage of time, this factor will completely disappear. And the privacy also, slowly we will get used to that, and we will feel it's a very trivial issue. It really doesn't make the difference. What is important is the quality of your teaching. And the wellness will be taken should be taken on priority by all the stakeholders, the management, the children, the teachers, the parents. So these are the carry home, which will be again, now we will go for the experiences of the teachers and of the people who have attended if we have time. and based on that, we will put our part, we will think of the future of the education. Now, may I invite Ms. Neelam Kakkar from Mumbai. Ms. Neelam Kakkar is a senior teacher of Mumbai school. May I request her to please share her experiences as online teacher teaching.
Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me at this platform. I'm highly privileged to be here. And if you say with the online experiences, I feel that it is a boon in disguise, which has come to us, the teachers, that we are moving ahead with technology. Yes, when we started with online teaching and this word came to us from our principal, the management, we felt how, why. And when we started off and when we got the responses, the first apprehension was that whether if I'm not able to see the children, whether I'm audible to the children, whether my screen is visible to them. So we were just asking them, am I audible? Are you able to see my screen? And the responses we got from the children, yes, ma'am, you're audible. We are fine. We are enjoying it. So that boosted up and we thought that we have to move ahead with this. But yes, if you say, if I want to say that,
Neelam, are you there?
yeah, I'm there, ma'am. So when we got this, we felt now the next part which came to us was, will I be able to take my assignments on time? So for that, we came up with a condition. Okay, we can have online assessments. We can record our sessions so that those who are not able to assess, maybe because of the net problem, maybe because of some other hindrance, they will be able to see our recordings. They will be able to get back to us. And yes, if you say, I'm very, very thankful to our management, our principal, to give us a very good platform with Microsoft, where it was taught to us in a very wonderful way, and we are able to share everything to our children, and I'm really enjoying it. But yes, the formal teaching where we were seeing the children, where we were interacting with, and the mischief which was going on in the class between the teacher and the taught, that is really missing, which I feel should come back for some time or somehow, which the children also enjoy and we also enjoy. So thank you, ma'am, for making me a part of the session.
Thank you, Neelam.
Thank you, ma'am.
I could see that it was direct from the heart, and all of you are enjoying online teaching because you all are well trained to do that. So I think training is a very important part if you want
yes.
children,
Because
and
if you are trained properly, if you're
yes,
given the right guidance, which we have got, it is a wonderful experience.
yes. So
I'm
that
having.
some kind of training is required to make it more successful. But you are also convinced that teachers have accepted it as a boon.
Yes,
So it's something which is going to stay, and teachers will love to do that.
yes.
Thank you so much, Neelam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. May I request Ms. Shraddha Agarwal from Kolkata to share her experiences. Shraddha is teaching in a well-known institution in Calcutta, and she is quite at home in case of online training. I think she is the one who trains the teachers of the school. So Shraddha, your viewpoints are very important for us. Please let us know about your experiences.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mrs. Goyal. Thank you, Dr. Goyal, for inviting me for this platform. It is indeed a pleasure, jumping into something which was very unknown to the teachers, very different from smartboard, very different from chalk and pen, chalk and talk procedure. But what I've learned over the time, there will be some teething problems. But if we prepare it, being prepared is the most important thing. So if we keep our resources already, in shortcuts, it becomes very easy to screen share it with the children. Then, involving the children in the class, I'll tell you about some sites which you can just have a question, just one question. Everybody who is online will get that question, and they have to do it within those 20 to 30 seconds. So you are aware, like www.mentimeter.com. I'll write it in the chat also. So it has, you can base some questions on suggestions there on your topic which you're teaching. You can prepare it overnight, and then you can share it with the class, and you can make sure that your children are paying attention to what you're saying. This is one way of involving children. As Ruchika ma'am kindly stated, we do a little bit of 5 minutes of, a stretching exercise for the children also. And I do it with my children so that they get motivated. Yes, ma'am is also doing it. Another thing I have seen with online thing is, we've collected, a lot of material from children, what they are doing, talking about their hobbies. 5 minutes of that educational time, if you can just take out those 5 minutes where you can talk to the children about their hobbies, like, mandala art, they're doing such beautiful things. What we have done is we have collected this and created a virtual exhibition which was sent to the children with their names written in their drawings. That really motivates them, that they're being appreciated, not only for academics, but also for what they're doing in their homes. Even if they're, painting a very good, somebody has painted a blanket, somebody has done a painting at home, somebody has prepared a dance. So we've just put that in a virtual exhibitions. So if we do research work, it really gets a lot. There are so many, sites which offer you, templates which you can use. In fact, Powtoons, if you do lower grades, Powtoons have a lot of animated informations, animated things which you can use for your classes, which makes the classes very, very interesting. And being involved, being prepared for a teacher is the most important goal to make the class more interesting, especially for higher, since we have to communicate more, lot of academics in the higher grades. You have to make sure that your research material, what you've prepared, is in the form of concrete, precise ideas which can be presented to the children. Again, talking about assessments, people have mentioned in the chat, Google Forms are being used. In fact, there are paid platforms also, unpaid platforms also, where you can set up your questions during the class, after the class, and you can get the assessment details. Thank you, ma'am. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shraddha. I think your idea of virtual exhibition is something very, very innovative, and this can be adopted by many of the schools. It will really motivate the children, encourage them, because their work is really going around. Everybody is watching their work. So this is something very, very motivating, and it is certainly going to have its impact when you take the next class. Suppose today we have put up the exhibition of the work of the children, and tomorrow when you're having the class, I think that is there in the mind that this is the teacher who has done so much good to us. And you're certainly going to help them and help you in the next class also. And all the other site and all what you have given, I think we're giving it on chat. That's very good. Otherwise, you can mail it to us. We can mail to all the participants, those who are interested. Thank you so much for joining the session, Shraddha.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
May I request now Mrs. OMP Singh from Bangalore. She is a teacher from an IB school, IB International School in Bangalore. I know her since so many years, a very, very efficient teacher, whom the children simply love when she is in the class. They were already doing some online education, and now today she will be briefing us on her experience and how is the IB and online education is doing together. How is IB going ahead with the online education? Because I think many basic limitations what many schools have, like not having the internet and not having the proper technology or not having the laptops, these conditions are not there. We assume that every child is well equipped with all these three. So how is IB managing with the in the online teaching? Mrs. Singh, please.
Yeah, good afternoon and good evening, Mrs. Goel, Ms. Ruchika, and Ms. Benita Sarkar, to put me on this platform. Thank you very much. Mrs. Goel, we've had cherished memories having worked with you and traveled widely with you, and unforgettable. and a lovely mentor that you are. And thank you for putting me on this platform. I go by the opportunities of online learning because we've used very productive time, absolutely robust plan executed, and very convenient timetable. And I really would like to share my experience. I'm an English teacher in the IB, and I take theory of knowledge also. We have novels, and a child has to study 6 novels at the higher level and 4 novels uh, uh, at the standard level. All novels are e-books. So we cannot buy books. So the shipping has stopped from overseas from Cardiff. So the e-books have to be read online, and children have to. The school has to make it available for them. The teacher can mail it to them, and these novels are studied. And then children make presentations. The presentations are recorded. I was shocked when I moved from Calcutta to see that every child had a laptop and walking around 15 years back. I put in 15 years in IB. And you can imagine we are discussing online now. And the moment I was put onto online and teaching and carrying my laptop, I was very worried every day. What am I going to do? Will I make a fool out of myself? Will the children help me? But of course, technology and children help me a lot. And presently, all classes are recorded by the Mac with the use of the MacBook, and everything that the teacher teaches. And we have very few children, around 14 to 15 in a class, and the teacher stands between all the children, amongst all the children there. And again, children have to make presentations. There's a lot of peer learning. And the advantage now is to be able to teach a child who is on the other side of the globe also, although timings may differ for the child. So, but we stick to the Indian Standard Time. The ability to go truly global and reach out to foreign students. And a quick research portal is always there. Children are very receptive. They respond and give presentations because they're marked on it. And another one thing is that we have college counseling also. That again is online. Guests from different universities are put on platform. We don't pay for their airfare and their cost and staying for hotels now. It's very, very convenient. Time is saved even planning, waiting outside somebody's office to invite somebody. And careers are easy to discuss, and inviting guests and reaching out people is far more easy. So IB is a completely collaborative learning and absolutely online from the beginning, from the time the curriculum started. And right now, it is absolutely robust. We need about 2 to 3 devices while we are teaching. And it is very enriching that now the children are receptive to whatever we are doing and understanding. Books are available, their work is online, and when it is online, the work is not plagiarized. They cannot do that because we tend to lock their screens. So that's the advantage of it. And I'm now very comfortable. Thank you so much for putting me on this platform, Mrs. Goel. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Mrs. Singh. It's nice to go back to the memory lane and remember what lovely days we had together. Yes, you are carrying on in this journey of education with the IB without any, and we could see that the way the IB is working, taking this online platform, connecting with the different teachers of the world, connecting with the different facilities of the world, is really commendable.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing your views. Thanks.
And nice teachers on the panel here. Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Mrs. Sarkar, are you there still? I can't find you. Mrs. Vinita Sarkar? Mrs. Sarkar, I can't see you. Anyone would like to share the experience in very short, in 1 or 2 lines, please raise your hands and we will mute you. We will unmute you. Please raise your hands. If you want to share, anyone would like to share the experiences, just raise your hands and we will unmute you. Aarti, are you there, Mr. Desai?
Ma'am, I'm there. I think I'm being unmuted. Sona Naryani.
Yes, Sona.
I think
Welcome.
you all can hear me.
Yes, Sona, we can hear you.
And namaste everyone, Dr. Malini Goel, Ruchika ji and all others. Since we are from Lokhandwala Foundation School, a retired teacher, we follow this tradition, very Indian style. And although I'm not totally involved in teaching practically in the schools, now all the homes have become virtual classroom, so no problem. So as a matter of fact, I'm also taking online classes. I had been facing these difficulties, but by the grace of the God and by little research, I could overcome. I'm taking very small groups, and although, as Dr. Malini Goel already knows, I'm not very technically, I'm quite challenged rather, I would say, but trying hard and able to cope up and have started enjoying these classes now. Because I have very small groups of five children at a time. And Mrs. Singh, I'm also taking English as a matter of fact. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And imagine a BSc candidate who took a twist towards English language and taking English classes for 7, 8, 9, 10 ICSE board.
Wow.
And I'm really, it's a pleasure. I'm really enjoying it, teaching this
wonderful.
Shakespeare. Of course, I have to work very hard for that. But yes, I'm able to cope up and children are satisfied. Most importantly, children are very happy.
Yes.
So that is giving me immense satisfaction.
Children are very receptive. Yes.
Very true.
Thank you so much, Dr. Goel, for giving me this opportunity to at least interact with all of you. And it was nice seeing you after a long time.
Thank you so much.
All the best to everyone.
Thank you for sharing. And if you can do it so well, I can imagine the kind of work that teachers can do online.
Exactly.
You are very efficient, very hardworking, and you are always ready to take challenges. I think that's your hobby which has brought you up so far. We were very lucky to have you.
Yeah, Mrs. Goel, the new challenge is going to be no retirement.
Yeah, retirement may open so many windows and doors to take up the new challenges and do well in the. So that's important.
But of course, I must add on that even LFS teachers, as in when I required, everyone is trying to help me out.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
It's a great cooperation from them.
Thank you. Thank you. May I now invite Rekha? I think Rekha ji wants to say something. Rekha ji. Rekha ji is there. Anita Agarwal, please. Anita ji, are you there?
Ma'am?
Yes, yes, Anita, please.
Yes, ma'am. So a quick one. So I've been an ex-student of Mahadevi Birla, and I cannot miss this opportunity when I see so many of my ex-teachers there to thank all of you. So I just want to say in a few words that now I'm a working mom, and I can imagine the kind of challenges the teachers are facing also, because they are also mothers. So they also have their children to manage. So I'm sure, and they are studying in different schools. So imagine that plight of the teachers. So right now when I am talking, there is one teacher who's taking care of my child and teaching her Marathi, which has not been our native language. I want to thank all the teachers. Excellent, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we are trying our best to, inculcate the same thing in our children. what you have given us, and it's an amazing thing. We never imagined that this online platform will kick off so well. So thank you again, ma'am. Thank you, all of you, all the teachers present here. My heartfelt thanks to all of you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anita, and nice to see you as a mother. I still remember you in the school uniform. Thank you for joining this session. And can we invite now Mrs. Rani D'Souza? Rani is the one who logged in as the first person. Rani,
Good
where
afternoon,
are you?
ma'am.
Yes.
I'm right here, right in front
Yes,
of you.
yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to see all the LFS teachers, Sona ma'am and Aarti, and I can see some of the cams are off, and I've been saying hi, why aren't you putting your cams on? It's a blessing to see all of you all today. And I would just love to share that the platform is doing really very well. I feel I'm a radio jockey every morning, because when I switch on my cam and I see my children, I first try to play some music just to see if their body is moving, their hand is moving, and to see their reactions to what is being done. Likewise, I remember Goel ma'am saying that, Aarti ma'am uses roll numbers. So, similar to that, we have name pickers. We have all the children's names put on popsicle sticks, and we pick out each name and we try to see if the children are alert or no. We also have a pin wheel, a spin wheel, which is online, and we use that also, and children really enjoy. There are a lot of different sites like Mentimeter, as mentioned. There's Nearpod, which is free, and Nearpod has got a lot of activities. There are a lot of virtual field trips you can take the children to, and children really enjoy because there are a lot of activities on Nearpod. So what I would suggest is, next time we meet like this, we should share our resources, so everyone can gain from learning. And e-learning is a superb platform because children are really enjoying. Along with children, parents are learning, and parents are saying also that we never knew that this particular concept, whether it's English, math, or science, could be taught to children in this very way. So parents are also learning and revisiting all the concepts that are being taught by the teachers. So it's a good platform to learn, and to learn always and keep learning and being active. That's what I enjoy the best. Ma'am, you're on unmute. We cannot
We can't hear you.
Yeah, thanks, Raini. And I remember how you used to draw the lines in the lobby and make the children run and do different kind of exercises in and out and all that. So
yes,
thanks. I'm sure in Dubai also you are sharing these views, and you are always very successful. I see the kind of things you are doing on Facebook. Please carry on with that. All the best to you, Raini.
thank you so much, ma'am.
I think a school is known by the leader. So may I request now the principal of LFS, Miss Bisho, she is Miss Aarti Desai, please to share her point of view. Yes, Aarti, please. She is the principal of Lokhandwala Foundation School, Mumbai.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
And good evening, everyone over here. It was great to see you, Rani, and Mrs. Naryani also. I enjoyed the whole session. The yoga session was really wonderful. And I think that is one thing that needs to continue, especially with online teaching, and for the students to relax in between their breaks that we give them. They need to do these yoga exercises. Well, ma'am, as far as the online teaching is concerned, it was a great experience. I must say that it is a great experience, and it's a vast field out there. The internet has so much to give you, and you will never stop researching. And as Rani said, if we start sharing our resources which we are using, there's endless learning over there for us. And if the attitude on both sides, the teacher and the taught, is positive, I think together we can put together a lot of skills and learn a lot. Yes, as times go on, there are new skills that we will acquire with this online learning. It is here to stay. And there are some skills which we are worried about eliminating, such as writing in notebooks. So students, I remember Rani being so particular about the cursive writing.
True, true.
So Rani, we are now moving to a point where we are teaching children to type rather than to write. And I've been trying to look for ways and means by which kids will be able to answer questions online, because the little ones, especially the little ones and even the older kids, as far as Hindi and vernacular languages are concerned, typing is difficult for them. So I was looking at the various features given by Microsoft, a feature which allows you to put in your voice on the class notebook. So the child, I've told the teachers, write your questions and tell your children to use that record voice option and let them speak the answer instead of write the answer. But of course, then you can't check their spellings. And who knows, in the future, children will not require their spellings to be checked, because people are just moving online and they may never be writing. They may only be using the Microsoft Word to write their letters and write everything. So we are moving into a new world and gaining different skills, forgetting a few skills and learning some new ones.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think this it's required, and the best part that I was very happy about in this whole exercise was, with all the hard work and everything that we did, the teachers came back to me and they said, "Ma'am, we never knew we could do this, and we are so happy." And the best part is, teachers had not felt that they will be able to teach so well online, and that the kids will respond so well.
True.
So we got a much better response. In fact, surprisingly, a very good response from kids. And that was really heartening.
Thank you, Aarti. Really briefing. You are a leader, and especially in the field of online learning, I can see what all you must have done in the school. And you were always very friendly with the computer work. So thank you so much. And I can really see one of the biggest advantage of online is we started the class we had the seminar for 1 hour, which is really, we have exceeded the time. Still, we can all get connected. But I feel some of you must be feeling it is more than 1 hour. But again, this has proved one of the biggest advantages of online teaching or online learning or online meeting ground, whatever it is. I just request all of you to, if you have any questions, any queries, you want to know any details about the yoga, about anything, please write the mails to us. We will respond to that. And thank you all for joining this session. I'm really sorry, Vinita Sarkar, I can still see she is not there. Maybe some internet problems. That proves another point of us that for online learning, internet availability is a must. So many points have been proved during this entire session. Thank you all for joining us. If you want more classes, then please write to us on the mail about the subject matter in which you want to have the classes and want to interact with each other, and we will certainly respond to that. Thank you so much to all of you for joining and sharing your views and making these 2 hours successful learning hours for all of us. Special thanks to Mrs. Sarkar for organizing all this, for inviting me, inviting the speaker with the yoga. As a yoga therapist, I think most of us feel that yoga is a must, and yoga is something which is compulsory, necessary for the mental and physical well-being, especially in the days when we are going for online learning and teaching. Thank you all. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.